I'm sure most of you haven't even noticed that I haven't really been too inspired to make anything, but it's it's been about 2 weeks, I suppose, and it seems that things are getting progressively shittier. I mean, now we're gonna do a package war deal where we're probably going to Iran, Syria, and various other countries, either covertly or overtly. And people were okay with this because of the accepted racism and clearly the thought that any Muslim country automatically has Sharia law because that's the way that the media portrays it, when in fact not all of them have Sharia law and are in fact quite prosperous because, as I've pointed out, um, some various forms of media, I noticed a pattern that most countries that have been founded on a principle or the entire principle of Christianity have been in kind of a slum in the past 5 years or so, and many countries that are not directly based on Christianity, like the Nordic countries, the Buddhist countries, some Muslim countries, and various other religions, parts of Africa, they are not doing as terribly. Obviously, human rights is an issue, but our human rights record isn't exactly fantastic, considering that we, as the United States, are the cause of most of said issues in the world. Like, Iran used to be our pal back in the 50s, and we kind of killed their leader and placed in a puppet figurehead, and then we didn't like him, so we just kind of tried to kill him, and then when we didn't, he just kind of died eventually, and now this guy's in there, and we don't really like him either. So, but the main problem with him is we don't like him because he doesn't like us, and for what we do as a whole, and I can understand why he doesn't like us, because the things we've done worldwide are fairly shitty. So, understandably, people are a little bit upset, and everybody's like, well, why do you hate America so much? We're just good old-fashioned consumerists. We don't do anything except eat ho-hos and worship Jesus or maybe a dollar, because that's really the new God, isn't it? Technology and money. It's really sad. Nobody knows how to do anything with these anymore, except fucking do this. Or text. People can't even masturbate correctly, for God's sake. Now, I know probably not going to get many views, but I don't really care. But this is just getting quite ridiculous considering, oh, well, yeah, we might go to another war, but that won't be justified because clearly Iran has a nuclear program that needs to be stopped, even though there's no proof at all. But people here are just going to accept that as a whole? There should be rioting right now in this fucking town. Nothing's going on. Not a goddamn thing. Except maybe there's a couple bikers down the road getting stoned or blown or all that with everything together. But, as a whole, nothing. In case you guys haven't noticed, many countries that have had bloody revolutions have had them for a particular reason, like how, we used to be all for rights and everything, and then we're just like, no, you gave us shiny stuff. I like that. I'll leave you alone if you give me more shiny. That's the way it is now. Dear God. And you all hide behind some facade of, well, It doesn't affect me directly. It does fucking affect you directly. The military-industrial complex makes money off of your fucking ignorance of world events. For God's sakes, people. Various news programs, including Russia Today, CNN, Fox News, and I'm pretty sure CNBC, have done polls of random people, particularly in New York City, and asked them facts about worldwide events that are public knowledge. Most people fail miserably to even know what the hell is going on. So this isn't a problem. We are one of the most undereducated societies in the entire world. Yet, our colleges and universities cost the most. What the hell? Do you think this is not a problem either? I don't go to a university or to a college because I don't need to pay some jack-off professor who spent 12 or so years trying to reach his goal ever higher to be able to tell me his opinion on the purpose of Moby Dick. I really don't think that I should pay for that. Plus, I could just pay for books. And that's usually where a lot of fact-checking has been done. And basically, if you guys read Noam Chomsky or, Malcolm X or even know of these people, they'll do you so much good in your lives because then you'll actually see how shitty people are, how shitty particularly white Americans are as a whole, of not even racism, but just the acceptance of the stupidest things, and they just allow them to go on, and everybody's like, well, you can't do that, but then nothing happens. Everybody's bitching about the lack of actual representatives in this country. But we don't do anything about it. The system is fucking broken and has been broken. Things have been corrupted to the core, and nobody's done anything. Not a damn thing. As a whole, there are some people out of these 350 million plus accounted for people that have tried their entire lives to educate others. Noam Chomsky, Malcolm X, again, various other people. There are plenty of people. Cornel West, Immortal Technique, Loki, all of these people, all of these ideas, and everybody is saying that these are the strange ones. These are the ones that shouldn't be listened to because they have a different thought, that things aren't okay. According to people, I have a negative outlook. I just look at things realistically. I don't need to go to a party to have fun. Sure. Things have to change, and I've done various things that I can't really mention on here that may benefit the country as a whole. And a lot of people just bitch. Even if they do try, they just give up. I haven't given up, clearly. I'm still here, trying to tell this to you people. And nothing seems to be flowing there. There's a two-party system in this country. Why? There's no need for it. It's all the same rhetoric. Every single piece of rhetoric is the same exact thing. Especially when you consider who we have as candidates. Everybody except Ron Paul seems to be on board with blowing the shit out of everybody because they don't look like us, including Obama. Except he blows the shit out of everybody without really having any kind of issue with that. So it's really up to you guys to try to make a change, because otherwise we're not going to survive. Everybody's saying, oh, well, 2012, maybe the end of days, but if we don't change things, then may as well just be dead. We're already dead inside, really, if you don't change anything. People's souls will be replaced by microchips. So, enjoy your false hope of being able to wake up the next day after getting blasted the previous night and not have a headache. That's just ignoring problems. It really is. And that's what's pretty much going on in this country, is people just getting blasted. Just mentally overstimulated purposely to just try to forget about things. And it's really terrible. There's no reason to be distracted by sports when there's homeless people right outside that stadium. None of those players give anything back as a whole. Yeah, they might go and do some NFL camps, but that's it. You know, how much money do NFL players make generally? At least double digits, most of them, depending on the city. Most of them keep the money and keep it within their family. They don't provide social programs or anything like that as a whole. So clearly, things need to change here, guys. They don't need to get paid that much to play a goddamn sport. There's no reason for that. And as far as people accusing me of not believing in what the military does, I don't agree with what the military does. We shouldn't be over in some country we have no reason to be in to begin with at all. In any of those circumstances, none of them provided a direct threat to us. There are certain people in those areas, yes, but those certain people don't make up the majority population of the country, and in fact, most of the people that have been killed have been civilians, women, and children. So, all in all, we're really the terrorist nation, so we wouldn't like it if they ever had an army to be raised and brought over here, and they started attacking us, because then, you know, we wouldn't like that, because when it did happen to us, yeah, we use nuclear bombs, so we get kind of pissy when people attack us, but they don't have the right to be upset, to even try to organize a somewhat of a democracy. We just keep calling them terrorists and keep calling them all these various things. It's really an awful mindset to be in, and I hope some of you guys wake up, please. If you don't watch the video, then that's fine. Even if in its entirety, just something, some kind of conversation started, please.